Hello, welcome to Vibe Trading. My name is Sloan. So we are going to be having the weekly review for the stock market. As we know, we are in the week of the Memorial holiday. So we do know that the stock market, or the S&P 500, managed to get out of a gain in this holiday weekend. And also with everything going on with the current states in the whole market, we saw the crude oil making some major move as a result of everything that is kind of picking back up now. So let's quickly go ahead and just go into our chart and just look at some key level and see some key changes or some key move the market, the overall market made over this week. Okay, so we're gonna start off with SPY. That's the S&P 500 that tracks the top 500 company here in America. So here is our SPY, but let's just go by and look at the yearly chart. Looking at the yearly chart, if you all remember, last week I talked about our key level. Then the key level we are trying to head to is the $300 level, and this is this level right here. If you can see, this is where that level is, this golden line or yellow line. So it's been having a little bit of trouble trying to go to that level because we look at that level as a resistance level. So what that means is, if it's able to test this level, we're gonna test it and see if it's gonna hold that level. But apparently what we've seen is it makes that move to the upside here, and it pull back, it jump back, and it's just hanging in at this level. Okay, but if you can look, you can see that it's selling off. So the only thing we can just watch is to watch and see what it's gonna do at this level. Few things we need to know: if we get to that 300 level, if we are able to test it, if we break it, we're gonna make a major move to the upside. But if we cannot break that level, what's gonna happen is the market is gonna sell off. That means people are gonna try to dump the market so they can lock in profit. Okay, so let's quickly also go ahead and look at our shorter time frame. As I just said, this is where we're trying to go test, but apparently it's not really making that big move. It's just hanging in right here. So let's go and look at our 5 days and see what exactly happened. If we look at our 5 days, we can see that the markets, the overall market made some major move. Coming from this 281 level, we made the move to 297.87 cents. But the market couldn't continue that move, and if you look today, if you look trading today, you can see that when the market opened, the market sold off, and the market sold off, and we found this support level here. This is the golden line I talked about. That's a support level, and it keep bouncing on this level because that's our 200 moving average. We want to look at it as as a support level. So it keeps supporting this level, and what happened was it bounces this level 3 times, and what we saw was the market just picked back up. Okay, so now when we look at it from our 5-day chart, our next resistance level will be this level right here. That's the 297 level. So we're just gonna keep this on our watch list and see what it's gonna do coming next week. But our ultimate goal will be to go test the 300 level, and if it doesn't make it to that 300 level, it's gonna bounce back again. Let's look at the 1 minute. All right, this is the 1 minute. This is what I talked about. We keep testing that level. We keep testing it, and this is the level we keep this is the level you keep bouncing, and it bounced on this level multiple times, and what we saw was he made it to the upside. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and look at gold. All right, here is gold. Let's just look at gold yearly chart. If we look at gold yearly chart, I talked about this last week. We broke this resistance level, and I said that if it doesn't continue to the upside, it's gonna sell off, and that's exactly what we saw. The market sold off, and it's trying to make its way back up because the S&P 500 is going to the level of 300. It's trying to go test that level, but apparently it's having trouble to test that level. So because of that, we're seeing gold. We're seeing gold right now. You know, we're seeing people buying up gold. So it's trying to go back to this level. Okay. So let's look at our 5-minute chart. When we look at our 5-minute chart, we can see that it really kind of sold off from where it went last week. It went to the 166 level, and what we saw was, you know, we had this sell-off. We had some lower low and lower high, and you know, that's all we saw, and it went all the way down to the 161 level. So now next week, I need to keep this on my watch list. I need to watch gold, and I need to watch the S&P 500 and see what it's gonna do next week. Okay. All right, let's move on to bond. I like the bond. I like the 20-year bond, and the ticker symbol is TLT. So when we look at bond, we can see that from our 5-minute chart, we can see that it's making some higher high and higher low to the upside. If we draw like a trend line from here, we can see that move it's making right here. Okay. So what we need to understand from this move is we need to understand that the overall market is selling. The overall market is kind of moving a sideways movement. So that is triggering the bond to, you know, keep making that move to the upside. And if we look at the yearly chart, we can see bond right here. We can see bond, you know, it sold off, found this support level here, and what we saw is, you know, it's going back up, but it's meeting this resistance level. So it's gonna hang there for a little while until we finally know what the overall market wants to do. If it's gonna go test that 300 level and break that 300 level, or if it's just gonna you know, if it's gonna go to the 300 level and test it, and you know, have some rejection, then the bond, the gold, everything is gonna jump up, because if the SPY cannot break the 300 level, you know, it's gonna sell off, and it's gonna give gold and TVIA the opportunity to make their way to the upside. Okay. All right, let's also look at the oil. Let's look at the crude oil. We're gonna look at it right here. If we look at it, remember we talked about this level, and I told you, if you watched the previous videos from last week, I said we are testing, we were trading right here. We had some consolidation at this level, and we were just trading at this level. As I said, it was a consolidation, but as soon as we broke this green line, we moved to stage 2, and when we moved to stage 2, what we saw a big move to the upside. I mean, like a $5 move. Let's just look at the 5-minute 5-day chart. All right, so this is what I was talking about. So from last week, this is where we were last week. We were at the $21 or 21.53 cents. So this market broke the stage 2. When we broke that stage 2, what we saw the oil stock went all the way to $27. That's a $6 move. Think about this. A $6 move in about 5 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a 5-day move. It went to $6. So if you had bought it like last week, based on the analysis I talked about, if you saw it, you took that advantage, you would have been up with about $6. So what's gonna happen now moving forward? When we got to this level, the market is selling, the crude oil is selling off. It doesn't really know what it wants to do at this moment. But, come next week, we have to look now, come next week, where are we going to go next week? Based on my analysis, I can tell you this is where we came from. We came from this level here. Let me see. This is where we came from. We came from this level, right? This is where we came from, and we went to this level. Okay, so where do I think we can go now? This market, based on the simple analysis I understand, the market will try to sell, the crude oil will try to sell off because it went to this level. Just a very simple concept. I just want to illustrate what exactly I'm looking right now. I think it's gonna try to sell off again, sell off to the downside before it makes its way back up. Okay. So, well, I want to thank you for staying till the end of this analysis as we head into the holiday weekend. I hope you stay safe out there, and you just have fun, and try to stay safe with the coronavirus that is out there. If you like this video, if you like what we're doing, why don't you consider subscribing to the YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button down below, and also why don't you go ahead and smash the like button, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.